All Blacks, Steve Chu backs South Africa for 2023 Rugby World Cup. All Blacks, Steve Chu backs South Africa for 2023 Rugby World Cup. Kieran Reid battles for the ball with Eben Etzebeth of South Africa. South Africa has New Zealand's support to host the 2023 Rugby World Cup. World Rugby announced this week South Africa came through a vigorous process to emerge ahead of France and Ireland as preferred hosts. South Africa scored 78.97%, France 75.88% and Ireland 72.25% over a range of criteria from World Rugby's Technical Review Board. The decision is not binding, with intense lobbying to now begin and votes still to be cast on November 15, but New Zealand Rugby Chief Executive Steve Chu has revealed his 3 votes will go the way of the Seinsor partner. From a New Zealand point of view, our board made a decision early on that if the process was seemed to have worked well and been done fairly and professionally, then it would be very hard not to vote the way of the recommendation, Chu told the Herald in London. While the scores are relatively close, there was a clear margin. South Africa is the best candidate, so well be guided by the recommendation and vote accordingly. As a councillor, I would like to think the recommendation will be a very strong lead for everyone sitting around the table. We all agreed a process and criteria, and as far as I can tell it's all been done very well, produced a result, and we should all now vote for that, but he'll only be sitting there with New Zealand's votes. Of the 3 bids, many felt for Ireland. Similarities could be drawn to New Zealand with its size, passion for rugby and struggles to deliver the same revenue as others. Unlike France and South Africa, Ireland is also yet to host a global tournament. They presented the way the tournament would work if it was allocated to Ireland very well. I'm not going to comment on what proposal would be better than the other. In 2003, New Zealand went through a very different process where we started off hosting a part of it and ended up hosting none. In 2005, when we went through the bid process, we were lucky enough to be successful. When you have 3 strong candidates, as we did for 2011, you're going to have a disappointed group or 2. One would hope they'd be keen to have a go in 2027. World Rugby is in a good position. You watched South Africa's first Rugby World Cup in 1995 at home. Like other New Zealanders, he was left devastated by the result of the final, but appreciated what the tournament did for the country, and believes it could achieve similar benefits this time around. South Africa will run a fantastic Rugby World Cup. It's a country that rugby is really important to. They've got great stadiums, both old and new ones that were produced for the FIFA World Cup, and it is on the African continent, and that's a magical place at the best of times.